The ride of her life. 18-year-old Sophie stood at the base of the cyclone, the towering roller coaster that loomed over the park. Her friends nudged her forward, their smiles encouraging, but her hands trembled. The screams of riders echoed through the air, mingling with the clatter of the coaster's wheels. Sophie hesitated, her breath shallow. She glanced up, the coaster's steep climb disappearing into the clouds. She closed her eyes for a moment, summoning courage, and stepped into the line. As she strapped herself into the seat, the harness pressed against her chest like a weight. Her heart thudded as the ride began its slow climb. She could feel the wind picking up, her pulse quickening with every inch upward. Halfway to the top, the ride jolted and stopped. Gasps rippled through the riders. Sophie's breath hitched, her body frozen. She looked around, her panic mirrored in the faces of others. A metallic creak sounded above, and her stomach twisted. Her hands clenched the safety bar, her knuckles white. Her eyes darted to the view around her, rolling hills, glittering lakes, and the expanse of the park below. Slowly, her grip loosened. The world outside wasn't as terrifying as she'd thought. Minutes passed. Sophie inhaled deeply, then exhaled, her fear easing with each breath. When the ride jerked back to life, her heart jumped. This time, it wasn't only fear, it was anticipation. The descent was a blur of wind and speed. Her hair whipped around her face, and her stomach lurched, but she kept her eyes open, taking it all in. By the time the ride ended, her chest heaved with deep breaths, but her lips curved into a small, triumphant smile. Sophie stepped off the ride. Her legs wobbled, but she stood tall. She didn't need words to know. She had conquered something far greater than a roller coaster.